Can you remember any more? What were tracks that came late in the process?
Um, Connect is one of those that came together late. Like I said, the motto. Um,
1 second. Just wait for that shit to pass.
Eight out of ten. Mob ties. Like a lot of these rap joints came late in the project. God's Plan was probably the first thing we recorded, and like Survival was one of the last things. The album intro was one of the last things we recorded. So yeah, he shines late in game. And part of it is that we also have to lock in and remove all distractions from our life.
What does that mean doing?
I mean, it means saying goodbye to all the people around you, that are unnecessary in this process until we're done,
What drives him and you guys to actually do that? I mean, at the heart of it, why do you? Where does that care come from and that desire to find something perfect?
I think we just love music, man. We love creating, and I don't consider myself to be a perfectionist. I think he is more along those lines, but I like working hard on something, and then it being, regarded as some of the best work that people have heard, or seen, or experienced, is a great feeling. I just love music, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a love for music, a love for creating, a love for the art of what we do. You know, for me, it might be engineering and getting the greatest vocal. For him, it just might be having the greatest song. So
What's the worst case scenario of all of this? Like the worst case, what's the worst case scenario for not recording or being in a state of not being able to record?
worst case scenario, uh, if you're talking this cycle, then we have to push the album back. Until we can record this final piece, whatever it may be. It's out there somewhere. We just gotta figure out what it is. That would be the worst case scenario, and then people don't get this body of work when they expect it or want it. So
How does he deal with the pressure of releasing an album with these expectations and keeping this ship running?
that's an interesting question. I couldn't even begin to imagine how he deals with that pressure. It's I can imagine that it's a heavy weight, to be able to have to carry, you know, especially with what he's accomplished. The weight only gets heavier. I can assume,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he's built for it.
Do you think that there's any kind of complacency that subconsciously might have developed over a career of building to the point where he's at? I mean, if Drake releases something, even if it's not good by your standards, it's going to commercially be successful. Do you think that deep down there might be something to him, you, the people around him that might care a little bit less than when they did have to prove themselves?
I don't know if it's complacency, but I would say, with growth, your perspective shifts in anything you do, right? So, we've grown a lot over the years that we've been doing this, and we've seen a lot of stuff, and we've done a lot of stuff. So, I would say I have a different perspective on what I do, but
Has his work ethic changed?
I don't think his work ethic has changed. I don't think we've changed in that regard. I don't think we've slowed down in terms of the amount of music we release, and that should be a testament to the work ethic right there. And I don't think the quality of music has suffered. I think music has changed. And as an artist, you have to evolve with the changing times and adapt to what's happening around you. But have we been working less? I don't think so. I would say we've been working more. So
You think so?
I think so. Yeah, I think that we've been working more than we have in the past.
Do you think that it's harder to get to the position that he's at, or do you think that it's harder to maintain it?
I think it's harder to maintain it. I think it's and making music by any stretch of the imagination isn't easy, especially when you're talking about making hit songs. But it's easier these days to get a hit song through TikTok or any social media platform, or through label support or whatever it is. To keep making hits is a whole nother story, right? and be able to survive in these times through the same social media and those platforms, because the same ones that put you up will try to tear you down. If you have a few missteps, and being able to navigate that world is important as well as an artist, right? So for him to have done it for so long and involved with these times and come up through them, it's like, bro, what are you talking about?
How do you think he would handle not being number one?
I mean, that's an odd question, How do you think he would handle not being number one? I don't know. I want to say he's not been number one before, but it's more public opinion,
But not being number one was almost a part of the rise and the struggle, and there was some sort of endearing quality to like that. Then finally getting there, and then after having attained it, and
yeah, but I don't think he necessarily looks at it that way. It's cool to say like I'm number one and this and that. It's the same thing with the award shows. It's like, how would you handle not getting a Grammy? Well, we're still gonna make music, so how much stake do you put into the opinions of other people at that point? How much value do you allow them to place on your art, right?
But I mean, that's talking about awards. I guess what I'm asking is like if there was somebody else who was number one who took the spot that
From
he
him,
has
yeah.
usually claims. I mean, whenever the release happens, whether it's this album or the next or the one after. I mean, if he started to feel his decline of success commercially, do you think that would weigh heavy on him, or do you think that the love of music would override everything? And
Well, it becomes more than that at that point. I think that the type of person that I know Drake to be, I think that would be a motivating factor. Like, oh fuck, I fell off. I fucked up. I got to get back in the game. Like, I got to step my game back up, right? So I think it would be more of a motivating factor. Yeah, sure, it sucks. Like, I'm not number one, But I think he'd be motivated to get back there,
so what happens next?
Immediate next.
Mm-hmm.
We fly back to Toronto, hopefully continue to work and spend some time with our families for the holidays. And then we'll see, maybe we find it when we get back there, maybe we need to take another trip to get there, maybe we need to lock in, just me, him, 40, whoever, Oliver, and just lock in and not